Hello and welcome to our special program on constitutional awareness. The biggest gift India got after independence is the Constitution of India. And we are going to discuss this topic, our Constitution, a national commitment. We have invited three eminent personalities from the legal background. I have with me Sri Dilip Mazumdar, Senior Advocate of the Guwahati High Court. Then we have got retired Director of Law Research Institute, Guwahati High Court, Dr. Jyoti Barua. Then we have Senior Advocate of the Guwahati High Court, Sri V.K. Diwan. So we start our today's discussion with the senior most panelist, Sri V.K. Diwan Sahab, to throw some light on the preamble of the Constitution of India.
Well, the preamble is the integral part of the Constitution. We can say that the Constitution is the mirror reflection of the preamble. It is the face of the Constitution that is reflected through the preamble. The preamble is so important that it starts with the wording, "We the people of India." This is each and every word of the preamble is important. We means you, me, our panelists, and all the people here. So we the people of India resolve.
It includes everybody.
Yeah, it includes everybody. And we the people, we resolve to make the country into a sovereign state, socialist, democratic, secular republic. Now, we want to make them the democratic, social, secular republic. Then for the people for the citizen of the country to secure justice, to secure liberty, to secure equality, to secure fraternity. This Constitution is for the people, by the people, for everybody, for all citizens of the country.
Dr. Jyoti Barua?
People are the ultimate authority of the preamble.
Yes.
It says that Constitution emerges from the people.
Yes. I can add here, madam. You see, the Parliament, the Constitution is not made by the Parliament.
Yes.
That is very important. It is made by the Constitutional Assembly. Those Constitutional Assembly represented the people of India.
Yes.
So the Constitution is not the product of the Parliament.
Sir, 207 eminent members of the Constitutional Assembly were there and who are considered the founding fathers of the Constitution of
They are
India.
the founding fathers.
Yeah.
So, Dilip Mazumdar, would you like to add something?
In fact, as we all understand, the Constitution Day is celebrated for the purpose of creating awareness among the people, and this day is celebrated for the purpose of commemorating the adoption of the Constitution of India. And the Constitution of India, to understand the Constitution of India in a simpler way, I can say like this: when a body of persons form a group or a club or a society, they must have, first of all, their objectives. They also must have in their objectives the persons who will lead the organization. So, to regulate the club or the society, they always must have rules. This is what is the Constitution for the people of India. People of India want that they should be governed by certain rules, certain regulations. So the Constitution of India is the mother of all the laws. And as we know, the Constitution of India has, in the preamble itself, as has been said by other panel members here, has said that what kind of country we will have, the nature of the democracy, and also the objectives which the Constitution seeks to achieve through the Constitution for the people of India. Now, as we know, the Constitution desires that the government will function through its three pillars: judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. Now, legislature or the parliament in the Union of India is to legislate and frame the laws. The executive will execute the policies of the government, and judiciary is basically meant for interpreting the law made by the parliament or the state legislature.
Mr. Mazumdar, for the benefit of our viewers who would like to know a little bit about the history of this, how this Constitution Day, or what we call the Samvidhan Divas, all started. It was in the year 2015 when the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was celebrated, who is considered as the father of the constitutions, who was basically highlighting on the downtrodden people, the weaker section of the people, and he was looking for a society where each and every citizens get justice in a proper and a very dignified manner.
Yeah.
I would invite all three panelists to throw some light on that, especially about the when this Constitution of India was adopted and when it came into force. Do you answer?
For the making of the Constitution India, Constituent Assembly comprising of 208 members, because some members they were made for Pakistan Constituent Assembly, so they were left out the 208 and they were elected by the people. They sat for almost 2 years, 11 months and 17 days.
Okay.
Yeah. They worked day and night and they also adopted from different constitutions of the world.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I will also add that they also took into consideration the identity of the country from the ancient times.
Okay. The past was taken into consideration.
Yes.
And they also visited the United Nations
Yes.
Human Rights Commission,
Yes.
and that is why in our constitution all the good things of human rights are incorporated.
In our constitution, you can say, all the good things of the entire world,
You mean to say
the
the
entire
positive side?
constitution of the country, world, are incorporated.
And that is why it is the
And I will
longest
say
constitution
that this is the best constitution formed in the world.
and longest constitution in the
Whatever
world,
it is there.
consisting
But
of
it is the best.
394 articles.
It covers everything.
Yeah.
It covers every basic of the humanity.
Okay. 26th November 1949 was the day when this Constitution of India was adopted, and 26th January 1950 was the day when actually it starts into operation.
Yeah.
So any of you would throw some light?
25th January, it was signed by all the people.
Okay.
To be made effective from 26th.
Sixth.
Okay. 26th January 1950.
50.
That was the day when the journey started.
So that the constitution is made effective from 26th January 2000.
Now, as a citizen of India, it is a duty of all citizens to upgrade and to imbibe the constitutional values. Especially the Constitution has provided a lot of rights and responsibility to each citizen. So, Dilip Mazumdar, can you throw some light on that?
In fact, I would like to lay emphasis on a particular word used in the preamble itself. There is a word, justice. Now, justice is sought to be ensured to each and every citizen of India. Now, Constitution wants that justice should be given to all. Now, how it is to be given? Now, subsequently, we had enacted a law called Legal Services Authorities Act. Now,
1987.
yes,
Yeah.
in the year 1987. Through this act, basically, it has been sought to ensure that the justice delivery system which we have in India is being used for each and every citizen, and particularly for those who are unable to knock the doors of the court because of their financial condition. So what has happened nowadays is these authorities we have at the state level, the authority we have at the district level, now these authorities
Block level.
they organize programs for creating awareness amongst the people that we have in our country courts which are there to ensure that justice is done to each and every person, and there is a scope for utilizing the services of the judiciary without spending money. There are provisions for public interest litigation. Now, people who have not been able to reach the court, they can just write a letter to the court or the Chief Justice of India or the Chief Justice of the High Court that these are the problems we are facing. If the court finds that the problem is a public problem and there is a public interest, real interest involved in the matter, court will suo motu take up the matter and see that justice is done to the people.
Indian constitution is written and it is a very big one. So it's not that easy to interpret it. But still, considering the vast population of India, this constitution of India has been adopted and now being practiced successfully in the last 7 decades. With me, V.K. Diwan Saab, to throw some light on the Article 39A, which ensures justice to all.
You see, because I have already said, okay, the preamble said we,
Yeah.
Which include everybody,
which include everyone,
all section of people,
all citizens,
all
all
citizens.
sections of people, all citizens of the country.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And we have given the constitution to ourselves. It's not that it has been framed by someone, it is given to us. We have. The initial words itself themselves say that we have given the constitution to ourselves.
So I have one point to just reminded me. When we say we all, it includes even people who are not born also.
yes, under Mitaksha Hindu law, yeah, because that law of succession is applicable even to unborn child.
Okay.
The child be in the womb.
Okay.
Meaning, so long not born alien. If the born alien, that will be once the woman conceives, the Hindu succession law under Mitaksha school of law, that will apply.
Okay. Now it is also become obligatory. Another beautiful side of our constitution is it is obligatory of the state to ensure equality of justice to all. Under Article 14 and 22(1).
Yeah.
So, Dilip Mazumdar?
Article 14 says that the state shall not deny equality before law and equal protection of laws to each and every citizen, person in India. So what happens is Article 14 has various facets. Now, each and every authority has to act in accordance with law, but the problem arises when there is a scope for utilization of discretion. Now, there comes the elements of nepotism, elements of arbitrariness, elements of favoritism. So, in order to check this, the framers of the constitution has brought in Article 14 so that no person is denied of his equal right before the law.
So my next question is Dr. Jyoti
most-
Bora. Yeah.
The most important problem is that people are not at all aware of all these things.
Okay.
Because we have to sensitize the people from the grassroots level.
Correct.
So if you want to do something for the welfare of the society, we have to work from the panchayat level.
Okay.
But if you go and ask them, what is your responsibilities, all those elected members, they will not answer properly because they do not know about the responsibilities. And they also not aware about the 11th schedule of the constitution where all the topics are there to be done by the members of the panchayat. And that is why through this type of discussion, if we can create awareness about the
Which is at the block level.
Yes.
Okay. Remote areas.
Yes.
Okay.
So that would be useful for the whole society.
Okay. And one of the very important facets of our constitution is that every citizen is important.
Yes.
Okay. Now this includes children, women, elderly people,
Yeah.
people from the weaker section, and even those people for some reason we even do not know in what condition they are.
Yeah.
So the most dynamic and the most beautiful part is that the constitution covers those citizens also.
All the support system is there in the constitution. Rather, we can say that human rights of all those people.
So one
that is
important,
I can add to this one.
yeah.
You see, this constitution applies to all the citizens. That means constitution gives the specific rights to the people. But the people have got specific duties also. The duties are also,
You mean to say that people has to participate?
Yes.
It's not the one way.
Yes.
It's two
not only rights given,
Okay.
but they have got the duties also.
The fundamental
they are the
duties.
participants in the
You
constitution.
mean to say empowering the people?
Empowering the people.
Okay. So, Dilip Mazumdar sir has said, as on Legal Service Authority Act 1997, free legal service, because in India, this judiciary or what we call the litigation is a bit expensive. It's everybody cannot afford it. To solve this problem, this free legal aid service has been
Let me add here.
Yeah.
What has happened is this Legal Services Authority has introduced a system. It's necessary for the people to know that in case there is a litigation already pending, or if a person is interested to initiate a litigation, he need not have money. He can simply approach the authority and say that these are my problems, these are my grievances, and I need to initiate a proceeding before a court of law. There is a system that the authority will provide you the assistance of a lawyer free of cost.
At what level it is?
At each and every level. It is there in the High Court level, it is there in the district level, it is there in the state level.
Taluk level also.
Absolutely, absolutely. Only this awareness, in fact, the authority is doing. But still, through this program, we can send the message to the people that if any person has gotten a problem with any litigation, he can approach the authority, he can tell the authority that I want the assistance of a lawyer, and this assistance will be provided to them free of cost, and there is a panel of lawyers, and from there a lawyer will be chosen so that his or her services are provided to that person who is unable to bear the expenses of initiating litigation.
Correct. This question is to
Article 21 is there.
Yeah.
But Article 21A was also inserted.
Inserted.
Article 21A says free education to children, free and compulsory education to children.
To children.
Up to certain age, 5 to 16.
My this question is
6
to
to
Dr.
14.
Jyoti
6 to
Barua.
14.
You have done a lot of research on law.
Yeah.
So the most another significance or feature of our constitution is that judicious balance between traditional and modern justice delivery system.
Yes.
So can you throw some light on that?
Yes, as a director of the Law Research Institute, I had to undertake a project on 50 major tribes of the northeastern region.
Correct.
Because they are being governed by the customary laws and practices. And society is changing. So how to keep the balance?
Either you leave your original one, at the same time you have to adapt also.
Yes. So what we did at that time, we collected all the customary laws and practices relating to administration of justice, land system, etc. And we suggested those people at the grassroots level, the village level, that what is your ideas, what is your suggestion? For us, your customary laws and practices are very nice, but it may not be applicable in future. And that is why you can incorporate the beneficiary provisions of legislations in compilation of your customary laws and practices. For example, you see 371A, it is prevailing in Nagaland, in Mizoram also.
Okay.
So they are codifying. And you see, Mizoram is so sensitive. Those people, they had codified their customary laws and practices in the year 1956.
You say adaptability is very high.
Yes, and they also amended their customary laws in the year 2003. So in that way, they are being governed by their customary laws and practices.
Let me add here. In fact, all of us know Dr. Barua has got a huge contribution in the compilation of the customary laws of the entire Northeast.
All 8 states.
What has happened is there are various tribes in the entire Northeast in different states. Now they have their separate customary laws. They are not compiled. Now in a court of law, when the issue arises about the say law of inheritance in the customary law, what is the law of inheritance they will follow? Different tribes have got different system of law of inheritance. I'm concentrating on the law of inheritance. There may be law of marriage, succession, etc.
Everything.
Let us take up the case of inheritance of property left behind by male member of a society. Now, different tribes are there. They have got different systems of inheritance. Now, there are clans under the tribes, various clans.
Okay.
Now, there may be conflict.
Correct.
There may be conflict in the system followed by one clan from the other under the same tribe. So what has happened is by compiling this
Customary
laws, now we have got a ready-made book from where we can easily get the customary law prevailing in a particular state.
So
because you see in the matrilineal societies in Meghalaya, it differs. in patrilineal society also it is different.
Yes.
So we have to go through their society.
Correct, correct. We are, we have to cover so many things because our constitution is a written one and a big one. So another modus operandi of our this constitutional justice delivery system is that alternative mode of justice delivery system has been adopted, like Lok Adalats, filing of bills, and mediations and all. So I would like to Sri V.K. Diwan Sahab and all three of you to throw a little bit of light on that.
You see, we have got a regular system, judicial system. Say civil code is there, criminal courts are there. Now, in criminal code and civil code, the rigors of CPC or CRPC or the Evidence Act or everything applies. Now, alternate mode means where the Evidence Act is not applied, the process has been made simple, where the people can easily approach the court, is not court, but Lok Adalat or mediation court, and they get their redress. They can they are being given the guidelines how to compromise, and they can settle the matter. Or if they cannot settle the matter, then the Lok Adalat, they have got the right to go to the facts. They can also give a decision.
Ultimately, justice has to be delivered. That is the prime main objective.
You see, this is also a part of the constitution. Actually, what we are discussing.
Yeah.
This is actually part of the constitution. Constitution is itself a justice delivery, the delivery system.
We are implementing this system.
We are implementing through different sources, maybe customary law, maybe village panchayat, whatever may be. But that is a part of the constitution.
And Diwan sir is the author of that local acts, Northeastern
he has
region,
written a lot of
local
books.
acts of Northeastern region in 25 volumes.
Okay.
So he is the, what I should say, he is the owner of all this knowledge.
As
in
a
Northeastern
responsible
region.
citizen, it is also the duty of the citizens to participate because as a freedom and responsibility the constitution has given us, especially the children, women, elderly, there are laws and acts, but they have to be implemented. You have to take the benefit out of it.
Yes.
So I would like all three of you to throw some light on this part.
Especially we have to mention that our fundamental duty
Correct.
under Article 51A.
Okay.
Hazir Ghazi?
Yes.
So, under that, it is laid down that we have to renounce, as a citizen of India, we have to renounce the practices derogatory to the dignity of women. So, that is the core of the legal system, so that we can provide them that legal support to all the women with respect.
As far as the children are concerned, let me refer to one particular area. In the year 2009, the government of India has legislated one act called Right of Children for Free and Compulsory Education. Now with this, what is sought to be achieved is, in India, the percentage of literacy is very less. In order to ensure that literacy goes high, the children are sought to be given free education, and it is also made compulsory for them to come to the school. So this is one of the...
I can also want to add here. I said that Indian constitution is the best in the world. I can also say Indian judicial system is also the best in the world, because that gives the right to defend even a terrorist. Even a terrorist also, because it is nowhere in the country. But because any terrorist, he has given full right to defend himself. So that is the beauty of our judicial system.
In fact, let me add here, this right to defend to a person who is not a citizen of India comes from Article 21.
21.
Yeah.
And any person who is, because the word mentioned is person and not citizen.
Yes.
Okay.
So even if a person who is a
Who is not a
terrorist,
citizen.
yes, that is why he gets the protection of law, at least to defend himself in the court of law.
So the Constitution of India also provides a lot of development as far as infrastructure. Judiciary is there. We have got seen a lot of development in technology used in the courts and all. So this is also a very important part as far as...
Yes, let me add here. Now, with the lapse of time, when we have realized that because of the distance one has to travel for knocking the door of the court, a system has been introduced, and also to take care of the fact that the case doesn't remain pending for too long a time because the parties are residing at distant places, a video conferencing system has been introduced through which a person can argue his case without coming to court but staying away from the court. So this is the technology which has been used by the courts for the purpose of administration of justice.
We are running short of time, but before we wind up, I would like to thank all the three panelists, Sri Dilip Mazumdar, Dr. Jyoti Porwa, and Sri V.K. Diwan, for coming up and sharing their valuable experience with our viewers. And we, as a citizen of India, it is our duty and responsibility to maintain and to upgrade that this what you call it, lawyer-based legal system is now turning into a people-friendly justice delivery system. With this, we come to the end of this program. Thank you for watching.